at the Cascais Women's Pro. Courtney Conlogue, Johanne, Defay, Nikki Van Dijk, Cascais alongside Peter Mel. Peter, conditions are behaving, the wind's settled down. There's a great platform of opportunity coming these ways for girls to perform on that right-hander bank here.
You know, I wanted to touch just a little bit on Carissa Moore's performance there. I mean, that was a tough one. You know, only coming up with a 7.77 two-wave total. Not very impressive. And now, you know, she's going to have to kind of bring herself back psychologically into this next round, and this next round is really important for her world title. You know, you don't want to see yourself walk away with a 9th place at this event, and she has put herself in that position by not getting through or not winning that round 3 heat. And she gets, you know, those elimination rounds are you know, the round 2 and round 4 are the most important rounds, especially if you're trying to re-qualify, which in this heat we don't have anybody really worried about qualification, but you know, for Carissa Moore's sake, this round 4 is a very, very important heat to get through.
And gee, I'll tell you what, all the girls were talking about how much power the undertow of the ocean has here. Let's have a look at this, Peter, because this is technically a mistake from Courtney.
Well, I mean, she is, you know, unfortunately, the paddle, she wasn't able to get into the wave early enough, so she had to go give those extra paddles and then had to stand up super quick. And, you know, just gets over the ledge, and you saw that there was that lerp, that little bump that was in the face. It stuffed her nose, and she went over the handlebars, and now she's paying the price of punching through.
It's really safe here as well, so it's fantastic for girls to do a surf trip out this region. Really, really a lot of spots. And here we go now for some opening action as we watch Johanne Defay. Remember, she's coming off a great performance in California. We did speak about the tide there, and that wave there will just let her down. She does get the open cutback rip on the face, but now she finds herself in a bit of a dead water spot, and as I say that, she has to do some pushing under. Let's have a look at this replay here, Peter.
Well, and this is a beautiful first turn. She really lays into it. You know, the wave was nice and steep where she was able to turn, and that usually throws lots of water. You're right, though. You know, we're not able to back that up through the inside, but just one move, and we've seen these one moves score, you know, quite well.
Following up on that, when I first talked to you on the Gold Coast, I remember you were surfing against Steph Gilmore, and you said, oh my God, I just surfed against my hero. Now you were just up against Carissa, but it's so much further in the year. Does that even play into your mindset anymore, or do you just feel like these are your friends and these are people that you know really well? To your mindset anymore. We also were curious about priority out there, and if you could hear the beach announcer at all, or if not, how you were changing your strategy to compensate for that.
Actually, the wind is a lot less this morning, so I heard everything pretty fine, unless I was getting pounded by the waves. I heard everything fine.
All right, fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing her as she moves on to the quarters.
All right, so aloha there for the Hawaiian through to the quarterfinals, fast tracking straight past that dangerous round 4 that Peter and myself were talking about. But while that interview was rolling through, we did see Nikki Van Dijk get to work, and she did pick up this wall with a bit of options for the Australia.
Well, look at the size of this wave too, and lays into that turn. Beautiful work by Nikki Van Dijk, who has been on point with her equipment and obviously confident in her ability. And she makes her way to the inside here. You know, she's worked hard to get there, and you know, does some nice gliding work, but then falls there. But that first turn was quite amazing. When you go out into that not as vertical a face, you know, it's not as hard a maneuver to do. The judges take note of that. They're all great surfers. They all have done, you know, been on the judging panel for a long time. This one, the score came from this one maneuver here from Nikki Van Dijk, and you know, good size wave there from the water angle. And see, watch this too, as she gets the, you know, you see right there where it's nice and steep. You know, she was lucky that she was able to pull that move down early enough to get through that section, because if she had actually stayed a little higher up on the lip, it would have been harder for her, but she flowed through the maneuver.
So all surfers now will really be patrolling the lineup here, looking with 12 minutes remaining for a decent score to unlock a picture in this heat. Of course, you did see Sally Fitzgibbons running down to the water's edge. She takes on, in a big heat encounter, Tyler Wright. She did go down in that warbling right-hander there, so we're really looking for some pressure now for Conlogue. Of course, Carissa Moore falling out in the previous heat and has to go through the round 4. But as we say that, here we goes Conlogue. Big squared up turn, whitewater rebound as well. Testimony to how much power and is in the undertow of the swell is how Conlogue gets ditched off that rebound section there. So A definitive move on the outside for Courtney Conlogue will bring in a wave number 2 as a score.
For the Vans US Open, and then unfortunately another quarterfinal finish. And again, it's a little bit challenging if you want to win world titles when you got 5th places in your scoreline.
Yeah, well, Johanne Defay is someone that's also tasted the podium in 2015, and on screen Defay just using a rare left-hander, so it just shows that the water and the lineup are moving and the tide is filling in here in Portugal. 9 minutes remaining on the clock. Nikki van Dijk still holds the number 1 slot here, and obviously the best ride as well. Let's have a look at this replay here.
Well, nice backhand slam there, just the one move again, so it's going to be a similar score to her first, which was a 4.5.
The lip area, so the judges want to see strong, powerful maneuvers with speed, power, flow, control in that critical section of the wave, and Van Dijk's done the best job of it with that visit to the lip for the 6.17.
That's exactly it. You know, and another, you know, just analyzing what had happened in the previous heat with Carissa Moore and her lackluster performance, really, for her ability, only a 7, you know, only able to get a 7.77. You know, that zone probably the most consistent, and that's why we're seeing these surfers sit there, but there is some lefts to be had right on the top of the point here, which no one has utilized yet today.
All right, down the beach, Conlogue will go to the left-hander using her backhand for a big gaff to the lip again. I mean, she did some great turns on the backhand in the round 1 heat yesterday for a leapfrog straight through to round 3, and here she is.
Bang. You know, again, that's that ability to have strong one maneuvers even on her backhand. And you know, you saw her get a 4.0 for her float. That was a real horizontal type move, but she covered a lot of distance. That was a much more vertical approach to the lip. I think it's going to be slightly better than her second wave, and we'll be right in comparisons to the 3.9 and 4.5 as Johanne Defay, maybe a little bit higher just because of the fact that she did it with a bit more speed as we watch Nikki now.
All right, now Van Dijk trying to use that Cape Woolamai experience, will crack the lip as well, slightly softer turn. Now she did do a link through to the inside on one of her earlier rides. Now she's looking for the reform opportunities here. Remember, they've got to find the bowl and it's got to clean out so they can attack the lip again. There's no use just connecting soft dots here, so to speak, and nothing really in the way of an unlock there, as Van Dijk will now have a long paddle ahead as she heads out there, about 150 yards or so back to the primary takeoff area. The point here is that we've now slipped into that final 5 minutes, so it's squeaky times now.
Is going to be improving on her low score, which is a throwaway of a 0.43. So let's watch Courtney again, just straight into the bottom turn, attacking the lip. Right there, a little hesitation though, but she needed to stomp on that tail because it was such a vertical face though to get down it and not pearl her nose again.
All right, with the score still to check in for Conlogue, we are back with the action with Johanne Defay. Beautiful 2-stage cutback there. She keeps that board just projecting through that rail turn, just keeps it swift, keeps the flow, but no visit to the lip there, so this will check in as a medium order score at best.
As it starts to trickle in now for Courtney, it's going to be her best wave, and then we'll also have Nikki van Dijk, but here's Courtney up and riding again.
All right, so Courtney technically on the right part of the lineup, but that wave just a bit steep on the takeoff, and then, well, not much else. So tricky times here with 3 minutes to go, and judges are working on a number.
Courtney's going to need probably a similar type score, like a 5.5 or just above.
Well, that big move to the backhand and that big single hit there, Peter, checks in at a 5.17. So now a shuffle of the order. New heat leader Courtney Conlogue might just be ditching that round 4 experience that's going to be facing Carissa Moore. It's just enough to jump from 3rd to 1st, so a very tight package here. Nikki van Dijk checks in a 3.67. There you can see on screen she's registering that from the beach announcers. Now Courtney Conlogue bumped down into 2nd this round 3 encounter. Can Courtney Conlogue now find a 4.68 or Johanne Defay a 5.35?
Can she get in the spot? Look at, she's looking at it.
Okay, it looks like Conlogue's going to go to the backhand again here, Peter. Big wall, she flirts with it. She missed it. That's it, big wall ranging. It's going to be the same story for Courtney Conlogue as Carissa Moore. Who is writing the script here in Portugal?
Oh, drama.
Wow.
Drama, drama, drama.
All right, so round 3, heat 3, wraps up with Nikki van Dijk. Wow. Nikki van Dijk gets that victory. Courtney Conlogue has just had a round 4 come her way.
And she saw it. You know why? She actually pulled out. She didn't miss it. It literally didn't have an opportunity. She thought maybe she could get enough time to get back out and try one more chance, but nope, there wasn't enough time. And Courtney's going to have to shake that one off quickly because she will be running in round 4 along with Carissa Moore.